Would it make sense for a woman to try and offset some of that with a bit more nutrition during that phase, a bit more perhaps complex carbohydrate? We know that some
Yeah,
complex carbohydrate can blunt some of the cortisol response.
exactly. Yep.
Maybe just even a little bit more attention to eating.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, core temperature goes up, but the whole goal of the luteal phase is to build tissue. So this is where we're seeing a lot of shuttling of carbohydrate and amino acids to go to build that endometrial lining. And that's the whole goal. So yes, you need to eat more protein, you need to eat more carbohydrate. But again, the sticking point is, did you ovulate or not? So if you aren't aware of if you ovulated or not, you're tracking your own patterns, then just be acutely aware that in about the week before your next period comes, you really need to be amping up carbohydrate and protein, because that's going to help you hit intensities. It's going to kind of level that playing field, especially on days where you feel like you can really hit those intensities. You feel great, but then you go to do something and your heart rate's higher than it should be. You don't feel that you can hit those. If you're offsetting it with some increased carbohydrate beforehand, you're going to hit it. So it's really dialing it back down to the individual now, because we don't have enough robust research to make generalized ideas because of the nuance of, have you ovulated or not? What are your ratios of estrogen, progesterone in that luteal phase? So when we bring it back down to the general pop, it's like the best thing to do is to track your menstrual cycle over sleep, over how you're feeling, find your own patterns, and dial in your training and your days according to what your pattern is.
How hard should a woman push through the mental and maybe even physical resistance to train less or not train during a given phase of the cycle?
Again, depends on how she feels. What we can't rely on are things like heart rate variability, because we know that changes with the autonomic nervous system change with progesterone.